It is me, your Loafy, and I am here to teach you how to juggle. If you want to learn how to juggle, that is. I mean, I'm not going to force you into it. I will, however, encourage you, We'll have a safe word, that kind of stuff. Won't take it too fast. Yeah, I think juggling is something that I think everybody could benefit from. It gives you a lot of hand-eye coordination, good reflexes, and whenever you do a new juggling skill, it's kind of like opening a new pathway in your brain, and it's sort of very rewarding. It feels like you get some positive emotional release from learning something like that, so I want to give all of you guys one of those. I'm about to give you that emotional release. So without further adu, here we go. Your new best friends. 3 of something. Honestly, you're gonna start with 2 of them, but yeah, you're just gonna need 3, and if they're proportionally the same, like size and weight, that helps. I started with whiteout bottles when I was working a warehouse job a long time ago, so who knew? To start, if you want to learn this the fast way, we're going to just start with the 2. So number 3, we'll see you later. So here's how you're going to want to start. A lot of people, when you ask them, oh, can you juggle? And they're like, yeah, I can juggle 2 balls. They go like this, right? This is not the kind of juggling that we want to do. What this is called circular juggling. And if you can do that motion, except have 3 balls involved, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is called circular juggling, and it's pretty hard.
So what is it that makes circular juggling so challenging? Well, when you take circular juggling into consideration, you have a certain amount of control when you juggle different ways. But when you're juggling with circular juggling, you are not going to have control over 2 balls at once as you would with cascade. You are going to have control over 1 ball at a time, and that's not always the case either. So when you start juggling with circular juggling, you have to throw 2 balls into the air, and you will be shuffling the 3rd at your hands. So where do you look for all this? You're not going to be looking down at your hand that's passing the ball, so you're doing that shit blind. This, like I said, a very tough thing to do. Looks a lot easier in concept, but in practice, oh boy, not the case.
I don't like to do it myself. I mean, you can make the arc a little bit wider and go a little bit higher, but I mean, honestly, it's one of the hardest things you can do in juggling, and we're not trying to do that. Honestly, if you want to do it that way, you can later. If you can start like that, you're pretty damn awesome. Not like me, I'm not awesome. This is how I have to start. Alright, so in order to start juggling a 3-ball cascade, which is kind of the most simple juggling formation, what you want to do is you want to toss 1 ball in the air, have it come down, land in your other hand, like so, but you're going to want to toss that 2nd ball up as well. See? Watch this. Up, up. Right? So you go 1, 2. 1, 2. This is what you're going to be tempted to do at the beginning. You're going to be tempted to go like that. And that's kind of what you want to get away from. You're going to toss, toss. Toss, toss. Alright. So, you'll notice that when you have that 2nd toss, oh golly, you got time enough for a 3rd one. Not saying that you have to start that yet. I would just say try alternating this between your 2 hands. You want to try to toss high with the right and then left, right, left, and then maybe do the opposite. Right, left, alright, right, left, left, right. Alright, so if you get that part down, which is not going to be easy because this toss right here, although it may not look terribly pretty, that's a lot of years of juggling. Like tossing something from this hand to this height to this hand, that's not something that most people deal with. You're tossing your keys to your buddy or something, you know? You're never saying, hey, I want this to travel in this arc right in front of my body. So this might be the hardest part of juggling for beginners. It's going to be keeping these balls in this area right here because they're going to want to get away from you, either forwards or backwards. So we have our basic 2-ball strategy down now. You have 1, 2 tosses, and don't go too high. Like I'm kind of being a bad teacher now by doing that. Like kind of keep them around your head if you can, you know, for control purposes. So get one of those, one of those, one of those, and then is when you can try to integrate a 3rd ball. So I have these big stage balls, and I am going to start with my right hand just because that's how I like to do it. Yeah. But no, let's start with the left hand. This is just fuck around. Fuck convention. We're going to start with the left hand. But here we go. You'll notice those tosses sort of coming into play. It's like the right to left and the left to right. They're all just one motion now. And you'll notice that at all times you'll have 2 balls in your hand instead of the one that you were passing around before. So while you're doing this 2-ball motion, you'll notice that while one of the balls is in the air, your control over the other one is pretty darn good. When you have 3 balls and you're doing the cascade, 2 of the balls are in your hand and you have really good control over them. So the only ball that you really have to worry about is the one in the air. So my tosses are pretty clean. They don't have to look like this. Honestly, they're going to look more like this at the beginning. You're probably going to be tossing high. They're going to be going a little bit wild. They're going to be going back and forth a little too much. You're going to be, oh, you know, going this way or trying to go back, and you're going to be running into walls or something. If you want to have greater control, starting with juggling, you can juggle up against a wall. Like imagine a wall's right here, and I'm juggling, and the balls are going forward a little too much. They'll hit the wall and they'll come back to you, and you'll be like, oh, next time I shouldn't throw towards the wall like that. But imagine there was a wall here. I'll edit a wall in or something. Yeah, it'll look sweet. That's kind of where it's at. You just do your ball progression, you know, get good at that weird toss that you have to do from one hand to the other. I'm not saying that that's an easy thing. I've been working at it for a long time. But you don't have to be awesome just to be juggling continuously. If you want to just keep doing the 3-ball cascade, then you can. You don't have to keep learning more and more tricks to get a lot out of juggling. If you're just walking and juggling, then you're burning a lot of calories. I'm not saying I'm a good model of people to look to for burning calories or methods thereof.
Okay, so here's something handy that I think will help everybody out that I have not seen in my current juggling materials, and that is, you guys, a perspective shot. I think if I started learning juggling in perspective, it probably would have taken me a lot less time. So here you go. We're going to have a couple of hands. We're going to have a couple of objects we can juggle. And then, here we go. So here is how to start and the motion of how to continue juggling 3 balls. You start with ball number 1, toss it into the air. Ball number 2 is going to come from the opposite hand. And then ball number 3, of course, is the hand that had 2 balls to begin with. From there, you can keep the jug going. That's what it's called. When you move all 3 balls from the original starting point, you can count how many jugs you do at the beginning, and I don't know. You lose interest in that stuff real fast. So stay on topic. But there you have it, the proper method of juggling a cascade.
So right, left, right, left, right, left. And the image that you want to have in your mind is sort of like a figure 8. Like if I could make this look a little bit more like a figure 8, it would be pretty pretty sweet. But here you go. That's what your juggling motion is going to be. There's going to be this fluid motion of toss, scoop, toss, no, drop. Don't forget the drop. There's lots of drops. If you don't drop the ball, then, well, fuck you. Like, obviously you're some crazy, crazy prodigy, but everybody's gonna drop the ball a lot. A lot. There's a saying in juggling, and I think I may have picked it up from my book. I think it's like a Charles Dancy book. But the saying was, if you want to do a trick reliably, you have to screw it up 1,000 times. And that's kind of what juggling's all about. You're just gonna be screwing up until you, your body knows it so well that you just do it on reflex. Like, honestly, I can do a lot of things while not even really super paying attention to the balls. And I can still sort of, you know, what am I trying to say? I don't know, I'm real high too. Sorry. I like to smoke the weed before I juggle, so... Anyway. But yeah, I don't really necessarily have to concentrate on the juggling itself in order to do the stuff that my body remembers. So, and my body remembers how to do a lot of these things. So, on the big tricks though, yeah, I still gotta concentrate a little bit. But yeah, there you have it. There's your basic little juggling routine if you wanted to get started. And I would heartily suggest it to you. Whomever you are, viewer, juggling has helped me out so much in my life. I can't imagine that it would do anything but be a very positive influence for you. So, thank you very much for joining me on this instructional video. And I am happy that if you decide to pick up juggling, then I would be the one to have taught you. So, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Alright, again, I don't know how trite or insincere this is becoming because I've said it a million times, but this goes out especially to my Patreon supporters. I want to say thank you so very much. You guys are making all of this possible for me, and I am living the dream because of it. So much happier. Thank you, thank you. I hope I can garner your support in the future as well. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, thank you so much for dropping in today. If you like what you saw, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please check out my older videos, and if you really like what you saw, please become my Patreon supporter. I'm finally doing what I love to do for a living, and you guys make it all possible. You're the best.